According to the World Health Organization, India is probably the most depressed country in the world. And due to the pandemic and the lockdowns, people suffering from mental illness in India could rise to 20% of the population. In our country, mental health has always been seen as a stigma, and getting help has always been seen as being something out of the ordinary. That's probably why as a nation we are so reserved about getting help to opening up to others about our mental issues. Also, we usually think that being healthy only means being physically healthy and fit, but it is time to look at it holistically. Since December 2019, the coronavirus outbreak has impacted everyone's daily lives. The pandemic has led to self and social isolation, disconnection from friends and family, quarantine and lockdowns resulting in more people experiencing feelings of helplessness, isolation, grief, anxiety and depression. But when the destructive second wave of the COVID pandemic swept across the country, leaving people gasping for breath, a shortage of oxygen cylinders, beds, ICU care, hospitals turning away patients and families running from pillar to post to procure medicines, ambulances, save their loved ones. The medical fallout of the COVID pandemic, it definitely took a severe toll on the health infrastructure in the country. But how did it affect the psychology of India? How did it affect our mental health? These are questions that nobody is asking. But the truth at the heart of the pandemic is that it affected the entire country, each and every person, whether we came down with the virus or not. It still impacted our minds, our homes, our families, and our lives.
There was huge morbidity, people were suffering, the mortality rates went up, and because people were really in pain, there was despair. And I think all of this led to confusion, despair, denial, not knowing where we were headed to. And I think all of these emotions are fairly daunting to a human mind, eventually culminating into extreme panic, extreme anxiety, fear of death, and the grappling with the fear of what if I'm next.
As our public spaces shrank physically due to the lockdown, just going for a walk or sitting in the park under a tree, listening to the birds, having a cup of tea in the balcony became a challenge, as fear of the virus lurked in every corner. In every space, friends and families were sometimes too far to reach out to. Isolation became the defining word of the pandemic, and in this space, the urgent need to reach out, talk to somebody who would help. Mental well-being is an issue India rarely talks about. Seeing a psychiatrist carries its own social stigma, but the pandemic that left us all emotionally drained has brought home the realization that more than ever before, there is a need now to start a conversation on mental health.
According to WHO, 7.5% of our population is suffering from some mental health problem or the other. And this number is estimated to go up, especially with COVID. 1 year of COVID has impacted the mental health of a lot of people, whether it is young people or old or elderly individuals. Thanks to deaths of so many, there's poverty, there's loss of school, colleges, exams, and what has happened is that people are suffering from anxiety disorders, suffering from lots and lots of conditions. It is extremely important that we now work on destigmatizing mental health issues. We work on eradicating the stigma. Anyway, we have 36% of suicides happening all over the world. They happen in India.
Every 3 seconds in the world, somebody attempts suicide. And every every 40 seconds someone succeeds. 1 out of these 3 suicides in the world happens in India. People in the age group 15 to 25 are most vulnerable, say psychiatrists. More housewives commit suicide than farmers. According to the World Health Organization, India has the highest number of suicides in the age group 15 to 29 years. Every year, 8 lakh people die of suicide worldwide. 1,35,000 are Indians. For every suicide attempt reported, 25 go unreported. Each suicide impacts at least 6 people devastated with self-blame and guilt. For a country like ours so emotionally fragile, the need to speak up and address mental health is even more important in the midst of the pandemic, especially with so much stigma attached. Coronavirus patients and those who have recovered are facing stigma. There have been cases in the country where dead bodies of those who were a victim to the virus have remained unclaimed. There have also been cases where even patients' families have refused to help them in order to avoid getting infected. Healthcare workers, including doctors, nurses, have faced stigma as well, and that too when they are rendering their services tirelessly to provide care and support for us. The COVID-19 pandemic and the unmatched mental health challenges it has brought along has made it more crucial than ever that we continue to make strides towards understanding the concept of mental health stigma and how we might tackle it. Coming to insurance, that has always played an active role in awakening the consciousness of the country towards its health. But that too has been focused on physical health. The barriers to receiving adequate care are numerous and enormous when it comes to mental health. Though the Mental Health Care Bill of 2016 for India provides much needed and long overdue comprehensive legislation to target these systematic obstacles that grants every individual the right to access mental health treatment funded by the government, the right to information and decision-making power by patients themselves, the right for the mentally ill to remain in a community and not be segregated from society, the right to confidentiality, prohibitions on electroconvulsive therapy, the decriminalization of suicide and more. The bill has changed the focus from a purely physical health-based to a care-based system. Regardless of disorder, however, data compiled by India's SPEND and WHO reveal a staggering treatment gap for all mental health disorders in India. Only 10% of patients in the country get treated. In comparison, in the US, that figure is 44%. In South Korea, 82% gets access to treatment. The sheer dearth of experts is astounding. In India, there are 3 psychiatrists for every 1 million people. In India's health budget, mental health care costs account for only 0.06%. There is an overemphasis on medication. Very few even understand the difference between psychological attention and psychiatric care.
The government of India in the latest Mental Health Care Act of 2017 has mandated that mental health be kept and considered at par with physical health, almost making it mandatory, which have been followed by the directives from the IRDA to various insurance companies. And I think trying to offer such services with the insurance cover would do more justice to people to reach out and seek help. And I think that will go also a long way in helping destigmatizing mental illness.
Despite the progress on paper, however, there remains a pathetic lack of social infrastructure in dealing with this issue, and this suppresses demand for care. But then there are companies like Future Generali India Insurance who have decided to take up the issue and propel a movement around mental health. They launched Health Inside Out, a movement that could get India to take their mental health seriously along with their physical health. Initiatives taken by Future Generali India Insurance, policy that covers OPD for mental health by a mental health expert or a practitioner, awareness campaigns that focus on importance of mental and physical health, dedicated COVID helpline for its employees. It's time for a short break. Coming up next, how we can find out our total healthcare score. Because being physically fit doesn't mean that you're mentally fit as well. Welcome back. While we have heard of going to the OPD, which is outpatient department, for regular checkups, whether it's our eyes, heart, kidney, lungs and other physical body checkups, but mental health OPD is a unique initiative. Let's see what are the other initiatives Future Generali India Insurance has taken towards mental health. Future Generali India Insurance Company Limited announced an online mental health assessment test on World Mental Health Day 2020 to start the conversation on mental health. Total Health Score, which is a self-assessment that enables an individual to evaluate the quality of his mental well-being. The Total Health Score is a questionnaire and API-based assessment that is designed by practicing therapists and counselors who understand the early signs of potential mental health issues. The Future Generali Total Health Score was created by doctors and mental health experts who curated a multiple choice test which, when answered, provided an overall mental and physical health score. Many who took the test were quite surprised with their score because despite being in prime physical health, they hadn't given importance to mental health.
I took it and found out I'm only 70% healthy.
But a lot of people do not realize that it's important to be mentally fit as well.
Every day for the past 20 years, I've helped people from all walks of life to adopt a healthier lifestyle. So you can imagine how surprised I was when I got only 70% as my Future Generali Total Health Score.
There's been considerable shift in consumer behavior since 2020, since the beginning of the pandemic. So customers today are more receptive to ideas centered around health, not just physical, but also mental. So social and economic stresses, fears around job security, personal health, trauma caused by lack of social interactions, all have played a role. Speaking of engagement, it's been extraordinary. Over 300,000 people have taken the Total Health Score, which is an API and questionnaire-based diagnostic tool. We continue to see high visitorship and interest, especially around our policy, which covers OPD for mental health, which is what you were referring to, which is unique. So clearly, customers are looking out for both information and policies that address mental health challenges and issues.
Creating awareness is the key. But as it is possible that one could be suffering from mental health issues without even realizing it.
She uses me to wipe away her tears. I'm not a hanky, yeah? I don't remember the last time I slept peacefully.
A video series portraying how extreme human emotions on inanimate objects could be the signs of underlying mental illness.
I swear his constant stress is really stressing me out.
Symptoms are something one should not ignore, but instead there is a need to take the right steps.
Well, I think it's very important. The short answer is it's very important to catch it early like any other disease. But talking of the campaign and the video, the early manifestations of mental health issue are on inanimate objects. You have a ball which is squeezed, you have a pen cap which is bitten off, your fingernails which are chewed off, you have a pillow that's been wept on, and so on and so forth. Mental health also is a subject which needs to be broached with delicacy and sensitivity. So we decided to humanize these objects and tell their challenges with people suffering from mental health issues. So basically a campaign which looked at mental health challenges we have from the perspective of these inanimate objects. The response has been fantastic. A lot of people found it relatable, humorous and engaging. We certainly have very high engagement on digital platforms and sparked up conversations, especially online, on mental health.
Welcome to Mind Matters, where we give you a sneak peek into the minds of successful sport personalities.
With a commitment to make mental health conversations mainstream, Future Generali India Insurance Company Limited also launched a talk show, Mind Matters, on YouTube and Facebook, wherein sports personalities came forward and shared their stories of their mental health issue that they have experienced during their career. The fundamental aim of this talk show is to create awareness about mental health, eliminate prevailing taboos, and lead people towards healthy conversation on mental well-being. The anti-stigma movement is thus effectively becoming endorsed by famous and influential figures.
That was the toughest time of my cricketing career.
So in Mind Matters, India's biggest stars talk about their challenges with mental wellness or fitness. These stars are always in the limelight, always under pressure, always judged. Very grateful to Sania Mirza, Robin Uthappa, Chiteshwar Pujara, Abhinav Bindra and Sunil Chetri for having shared their personal and professional challenges, for being so forthright and forthcoming. And how they dealt with depression, performance anxiety, loneliness, at times a very toxic and caustic social media and pressure. I think a regular Jane or Joe would also take comfort from the fact that the country's greatest names struggle with similar issues the rest of us deal with. Importantly, all of them reiterated that it's okay not to feel okay and it's okay to seek help. The videos were viewed by over 30 million people, 10 million on YouTube alone, and was also shared by several sports stars, journalists and writers and celebrities. And yes, you're right. I mean, it did humanize them and helped a lot of us appreciate that there are people just like you and me, have the same insecurities, have the same vulnerabilities like all of us.
Besides starting a conversation on mental health, Future Generali has also taken a holistic approach towards employee welfare by focusing on the mental health of all employees through engagement initiatives under health and wellness, employee assistance programs, knowledge sharing, fun activities to encourage a healthy work-life balance. They also conducted COVID-19 webinar series where external experts were engaged to counsel employees going through mental stress, anxiety during lockdown, including a one-on-one toll-free helpline number offering totally confidential professional trained counselors to employees who sought help.
COVID-induced challenges such as extended lockdowns, social distancing, job insecurities, blurring of lines between personal and professional space, health-related anxiety, stresses and depression, grief on account of loss of loved ones or illness of loved ones, they have escalated the mental health challenges in this country. As a brand, we have attempted to spark a conversation around mental health. But we are also a people-first organization. Philosophically, we don't believe that as a brand or as a company, you can be customer-centric or stakeholder-sensitive without first being an employer of choice. So for starters, we ensure that our employees are secure in their jobs, in their health, and continue to get opportunities to grow professionally. So in that sense, the last 18 months or so post-COVID have been no different from the pre-COVID era for the employees. We are also focused on mental well-being of our employees. We have launched COVID helplines. We have launched helplines wherein employees can seek counseling for mental health through experts, mental health experts, anonymously. We have also organized yoga and Zumba classes. We have got families of employees involved, had fun and game nights for them. In short, we have attempted to encourage employees to take their mental health as seriously as the physical health.
These initiatives to assess one's mental health are unique and help understanding the importance of mental health. The challenges in addressing mental illness are considerable, building patient-doctor awareness and treatment capacity. More companies need to come forward, and it's important that India also takes notice of the importance of mental health and start conversations around this very critical subject. While Future Generali India Insurance hopes to spark a change in the mindset of people, it is time that we start taking mental health seriously. We start talking about it, understanding it. The lack of genuine sympathy or concern with the problem prevents the subject of mental health from being explored or saved from neglect. Social stigma in India is hiding in plain sight because people do not acknowledge it. It's not about just preparing the patients, it's also about preparing the society.